This week on Emily Celtics Weekly, the Celtics continue to search for ways to win without the big three. We look back at days when Larry Bird's back wasn't in such pain. And Ed Pinckney gives us a tour of the Celtics' new practice facility. All this and more next on Emily Celtics Weekly.
Emily Celtics Weekly, brought to you by Emily Motor Oil. Better than it has to be. And now, here's your host, Mike Gorman.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Gorman, and welcome to Emily Celtics Weekly. Well, over the last couple of years, Celtic fans have been wondering what the future is going to be like without the big three. After all, Robert Parish is the oldest player in the NBA, and Kevin McHale and Larry Bird are both well into their 30s. Lately, we have had a preview of what that future is going to look like. Bird and McHale are both on the injured list, and Robert Parish was out for a couple of games because of an ankle sprain. What has happened is that Celtic management has had to look elsewhere for talent and the points to win some basketball games. Reggie Lewis, Kevin Gamble, Joe Klein, and Ed Pinckney all have stepped their game up a little bit. And the Celtics management has gone out and found some new bodies. Tony Massenberg just signed his second 10-day contract. And of course, the big trade a week or so ago when Sherman Douglas came from Miami for Brian Shaw. Then last Thursday, the Celtics made still another roster move, and they added Kenny Battle to the bunch. Battle is a 6'6" forward who is playing with a CBA team, although he had played both with Phoenix and Denver in the NBA, has better than 100 NBA games under his belt, played his college ball at Illinois, and led the CBA in steals. So indeed, he can be an active player for this club. But all the injuries aside, the Celtics still had to play basketball games, and in the middle of last week, the New Jersey Nets, a team that has been winning of late, came to town, and the Celtics looked like they could use some of those new bodies. The Nets get out of the blocks quickly against the Celtics. Petrovic to Morris there, and New Jersey leads at 8-2 early. But Sherman Douglas, nice little drive for 2 of his 7, ties the game at 26 in the first quarter. And then Sherman, who had 7 assists, finds Joe Klein, who had 14, and that tied it up at 28, still in the first quarter. John Bagley to Kevin Gamble, 27 points on the night for Kevin. Boston opens up a 10-point lead in the third. But things would start to go right for the Nets, who really played a pretty solid basketball game. But when you get baskets like this, you know you're in trouble. Sam Bowie dropping a 3, cuts the Celtic lead to 3. And then Kenny Anderson, who had a great game off the bench, driving for 2. Celtic lead is down to 1, 108-107. Raphael Addison, ex of Syracuse. Nice move here on Reggie Lewis for the old-fashioned three-point play. And the Nets have got a lead, 110-108. Petrovic had himself a big game. A steal here, goes in for the layup to put the Nets up by 4, 112-108. Then John Bagley has his shot blocked. Kenny Anderson again, showing the quickness for the layup. And the Celtics are in trouble. John Bagley here would make a nice move to find Ed Pinckney to cut the net lead to 6, but it would be Petrovic again, who had 29 on the night, hitting a 3, and it was lights out for Boston.
When you miss, Larry, Kevin, and Parish, it's a big miss down the stretch, and Reggie Lewis and Kevin Gamble, they did a good job tonight, but they couldn't handle us because we moved the ball, especially in the fourth quarter well.
I feel that I have to be more aggressive. Some shots that I usually wouldn't take, I feel that I have to take it just to try to create something, draw a foul or something, to make something happen, because we don't have all the weapons that we used to have.
Everybody just came and did a great job. I mean, we played great defense. We rotated. We got some steals and fast breaks, some and ones, and I think that was the turning point of the ball game.
We're starting to play a little bit smarter in the fourth quarter, and we're starting to play a little bit more together, keeping our poise even when we're down.
They came to town on Friday night, and they got going early. Charles Blockley's long pass to Hersey Hawkins. He finds Charles Shackelford, and the Sixers are up 13-8. But Kevin Gamble would come to the fore this night. 30 points for Kevin. Celtics take a 16-15 lead. Hersey Hawkins' pretty good game in the 76er backcourt. That 3 tied the game at 20. Looking for Charles Barkley highlights. This was the only one of the game. He only had 13 points. Celtic lead cut to 1, 28-27. Landmark jump shot for Robert Parish there as he goes over 20,000. Celtics lead 35-29. And then Chief another one just for good measure. Puts Boston up 2, 55-53 in the third. Reggie Lewis will bail out Sherman Douglas here as the shot clock goes down. Reggie buries a 3. Boston up 64-62. Eddie Pinckney, maybe the play of the game. A steal, near dunk. Celtics lead 94-86 in the fourth. Kevin Gamble again hit some big jump shots down the stretch. Celtics are up by 8. but Ron Anderson would hit a three-pointer as time was winding down. Celtic lead 96-93. Philadelphia steals the inbound pass, but Barkley misses a three, and Reggie Lewis hugs the victory.
We really showed some poise down the stretch, and Bagley and Kevin Gamble, they really did an excellent job at coming up with some big key baskets for us.
When you know you're going to be out there, you know you're going to get your shots. You know you can't help but feel confident, and that's what's happening to me now.
You know, having the stabilizer, you know, Force and Robert Parish, you know, down the stretch, really give us a go-to guy, somebody we can work off and try to get some other things other than the outside game. You know, with Gamble and Reggie, who's playing very well. You know, it really gives us another option.
You know, this is the first game since the last two games that we were able to sustain our defensive intensity in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the ball game. Normally we fall apart in the last 5 minutes defensively, but tonight I feel like we were able to sustain that defensive intensity, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Well, the win against Philadelphia snapped a three-game losing streak for the Celtics, but they were looking at another back-to-back job. 2 games in 24 hours. We'll see how they made out. We'll have highlights of those when Amalie Celtic Weekly continues. Robert Parish, because with that hoop, he goes over 20,000 points in his career.
That's something I never thought I would reach, because I'm normally the fifth option on this ball club, you know, and for me to reach 20,000 points is a big hole for me, because I don't shoot a lot. So, big achievement.
Not a bad career for the fifth option on a ball club. Well, after a surprising loss to the Nets and then a bounce-back win over the 76ers, no one was really quite sure which team would take the floor against David Robinson and the Spurs on Sunday. The Spurs looked for real early Sunday. David Robinson coming up with a steal to Rod Strickland, then Willie Anderson a layup. San Antonio leads 4-0. But the Celtics would bounce back quickly in this. Nice little pass here by Rick Fox, finds Reggie Lewis on the baseline. 23-20 Boston in the first. Sidney Green, ex of the Knicks, now at San Antonio. Pretty nice defensive play there. And once Sidney finds the ball, he gets the stuff, and the Spurs go up 32-30 in the second. David Robinson, good look down low for Rod Strickland. Spurs lead by 8, 43-35. But then Bagley, great pass there. No look for Eddie Pinckney, and the Spurs lead is cut to 3. Then Ed Pinckney comes up with a steal. He finds Baggs. Robert Parish running the floor as always for 2 of his 30. The Spurs lead is down to 1, 57-56. Then John Bagley looking and finding Kevin Gamble, who continues to make the jump shot. Celtics have a 7-point lead, 64-57. David Robinson, a power move down low, and it's 80-73 Boston in the fourth. Then Robert Parish returns the favor, and the Celtics lead 82-73. Sherman Douglas only 2 points, but got those 2 with the shot clock running out. Celtics go up by 9. And then David Robinson does get the block. Reggie hangs in, and Boston wins it.
We did a good job at just helping each other out, and we did a tremendous job. Chief did a great job at pushing David Robinson off the block, and that made it easier for us to double team him.
You know, you got to give these players a lot of credit. You know, we definitely undermanned, and I thought it was a great effort tonight on both ends of the floor. Played very well. I really like the defensive intensity.
You know, Robert had a little tougher matchup than most people have, and he was super. But you know, I've watched them play a lot. Without Larry, and I don't think I've ever seen them play better. They were very impressive to me.
You know, we were real tough on them early, and they stayed with us, and then they maintained it for 48 minutes. And played well.
Right after the San Antonio game, the Celtics traveled to Cleveland to face the red-hot Cavaliers in a rare Monday afternoon game.
Williams. Hard drive against the Chief. That's the problem. Battle was left alone on the weak side. Battle shot. Up high for the slam rebound is Elo. Bags. Ends up firing it. And they run the pick and roll play. And it produces a 1-point Cleveland lead. And it goes to the Chief. His hook is good. And the Celtics get the lead by 1. Battle has it knocked away. Picked up by Gamble.
Well, without Larry Bird in the lineup, the Celtics have had to depend on others for clutch plays and scoring. but obviously no one is ever going to replace Larry Bird. We'll show you why when Amalie Celtic Weekly continues.
I've diagnosed that Larry has an inflamed facet caused by trauma, caused by the blows that he took in early December, which resulted in some swelling in the area and putting him on the injured list tonight. And he's already started treatment. The treatment basically is anti-inflammatories and rest.
It's too bad, but when most people think of Larry Bird these days, they think of a 35-year-old with a lot of back trouble. Maybe they think of his courage as he tries to overcome pain and return to playing the game he loves. But what we shouldn't forget is that Larry Bird was once a nimble and agile player. Let's take a look back at some great Larry Bird moments when playing the game seemed a lot easier.
Right on DJ, around to pick Bird. Yes, and a foul! Mahorn will try to catch him, and he does, and hits him hard. And Larry Bird into Bird. He fires. Yes! And the Celtics win! Unbelievable! Larry Bird! Out there for Bird with the pass through the legs of Sigma. Put that. Does to Lambier. Stolen by Bird, and the cut to DJ. Yes! Unbelievable!
Beneath him and probably with a little off balance.
Bird with the steal behind the back to Nate Archibald. Back to Bird. Bird, little fake down the lane. Oh, Larry Bird! There's Max on the offensive board on the cut to Bird. Swings through, little reverse. Layup is good.
How did he make that one?
Celtics have got 3 seconds. 2. Bird, a runner. It's good! What a play by Bird. But Bird can't get the roll, gets the rebound, hits the hoop at the buzzer. What a shot by Larry Bird.
He's liable to score 40 points. He was liable to score nothing. He's very erratic, but he can do it when he's hot.
Oh, what a Bird.
That's the reason they got him.
Here's Bird. Oh, yeah.
Where Quinn goes with it, Larry posts up to the hoop.
Yes!
Score, may not do this or that, but when he's in there, we start winning.
Bird. The follow for 2. 5, and he looks every inch of that. Bird. Got it! A foul! Newland tried to go in the give and go with Sobers. Bird. Yes, and he's fouled. Larry, a little fake down the lane, between the legs to Roby. He's fouled. Bird along the baseline, underneath to Maxwell. Tiny to Bird, behind the back to Parish. Finds Bird. Won't go. Bird the rebound. Over his head to McHale. We're down to 5 seconds. They loop it to Bird. Little pump fake off to Parish. The 2. Bit of a hot potato this trip. Larry Bird, nice feed to Roby. Larry's going to slow it up. No, goes over the head to McHale. Quickly ahead to Bird. Behind the back move. Dumps it to Parish. Yes. On World. Larry Bird. Nice feed to Maxwell. Out, McHale with him. McKenna trying to drive and loses the handle. Bird gets it ahead to Ames.
Bird the steal in the forecourt. Starts to break himself. Goes by Seasting. On the cut. McHale.
No. Rebound to McKenna. Stripped away by Bird. Gets it to Parish. Larry faking the shot. Puts it on the floor. Throws it up. And hits it. Max looking. Loops it to Bird. A runner. It's good! It's good! And the Celtics win it! Double teaming Bird. Larry fake. Fall away. Hits it at the buzzer! All right! All right, here's Dennis. Gets it into Bird. Larry. A runner. Got it! Ball game's over. Boston wins. Quickly. Does to Lambier. Stolen by Bird and the cut to DJ. Yes! Yes! And a foul! Great moments. Hope we can see some more of them. Well, last week the Celtics moved to a brand new practice facility. And when we get back, Ed Pinckney will take us on a tour of a very, very nice location. Stick around.
Now, is this all new stuff, or is this the same stuff that you guys brought from Hellenic?
Yeah, some of the stuff is new. The bikes are new, but most of the stuff we've already had. We brought over from Hellenic. The bikes, and then we have the Stairmasters over here, which are also new.
Okay.
We brought those over from Hellenic.
Well, last week the Celtics moved their practices from Hellenic College to Brandeis University's newly built Gosman Sports and Convocation Center. And we asked our reporter, Willie May, to get a tour from Ed Pinckney.
Brandeis University, the Red Auerbach Arena. What do you think about it?
It's fantastic. I mean, I sure hate to leave Hellenic. It's got a lot of memories there, but there's so much more here to offer for us. Facilities have been great the last couple of days.
What, it reminds you like at Villanova, the big time?
Not quite. Well, our facilities weren't quite this spectacular, but it's very close to it. I mean, everything's a little bit more bigger, so it gives us a lot more space to work with.
All right, you're the tour guide. Let's see the new gym. I want to see the new gym.
Let's start out over here.
All right, let's go down here. Check out the new Red Auerbach Gymnasium. Red, he's the man, huh?
Oh, no question. I mean, we start out over here, and we have a couple more baskets that we can work with here, which is fantastic.
Well, I got my pumps on. I want to go out and check the floor. Let's check the floor out here. And you know one thing I did check out too, Ed? It kind of reminds me of the garden. I want to bring you right over here. Excuse me. Can I borrow your ball for a minute? Thank you. I tested this out, Ed. If I were a guard playing for you guys, I would bring my opponent right here. Look at this. Now, you see I'm dribbling? Now, look at this. Oh, dead spot.
Well, they had to make us feel at home somewhat when we're away from the garden. And here is...
That's where I bring them. Got him.
One of our favorites. One of the infamous dead spots here at Brandeis University.
That's a Red Auerbach move.
Oh, no question. I mean, this new floor is really great. It's, it's right off of the track, which gives it a little bit more bounce. So the fellas that like to dunk for D and those guys, it's a really special floor.
Yeah. Now, when Chris gets upset at you guys, does he make you guys run the laps yet?
I'll tell you, when we first came in here and we looked around, we were a little bit worried about that. I mean, I'm sure there are going to be some days where we are on that track, but because of our injury situation, he hasn't yet. But I'm sure when everybody gets back, there'll be a couple guys on the track. There's no doubt about it.
All right, let's go look at the weight room.
Okay.
Tell me about the weight room.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Working out over there. What kind of weights do you work with normally?
Well, I try to stay on the leg weights. That keeps my legs strong throughout the season, and the bikes that really helps us out a lot. But we pretty much have everything. We have the dumbbells, the curl bells, and the bench press, and everything that you need is here.
All right, we're gonna check it out, see what it's like. It was like watching the inside stuff in a Malone Minute. You know how he gets up there and works out and everything.
Oh yeah, no question.
Let's check it out. Let's see what it's looking like here.
All right. Yeah, these are dead weights, so you can use these for a number of things. Squats also, like I said, the reclining bench press and for the shoulder press.
What's the most you ever squatted or pressed?
The most I've squatted, gosh, I guess about maybe 200 pounds, 250. I mean, I can squat a lot with my legs. My legs are pretty strong. I like to keep those very strong. As far as bench press is concerned, I probably bench about 200.
Not bad, not bad. Now let's go back out here because I saw like the printout for tennis court.
Yes.
And Reggie Lewis, you know, and I have a little tennis thing going on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I heard this. I heard about this ongoing tennis match.
Yeah. So you know, Reggie's gonna be like a victim of mine pretty soon. So let's go look at the tennis apparatus over here. This is a nice facility. I like it.
Yeah, you know, it's great because, you know, while we're practicing, if guys are injured, you can have guys doing a number of different things. You have the space, you have the track, and it's an indoor facility, which is great. We don't have to really go anyplace else to use the weights or what have you. So we have it all here now.
All right, I want to take you over to the tennis court. They have one laid down right here, and I don't like this one though. I want to go to this one here that's covered, because this is the one I want to beat Reggie on right here.
Okay.
No, so you can tell him. You can tell him.
Yeah, I can't wait for this tennis match. Reggie's waiting for you, man.
Oh, I know he is. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Reggie's mine. Oh, baby. I like this. I like this. I'm going to be back here like this, Ed. Woo. Letting it fly.
Service for Reggie, huh?
Yes. And the two-hand backhander, like Connor's. Let her rip.
Yeah, this is, you know, this is another part of Brandeis, which is great. You know, every once in a while, guys like to, you know, come in here and hit ball. I mean, we used to play baseball sometimes or stickball in Hellenic, but I mean, now we have the space again.
Y'all can, like, have a left field wall and everything.
I mean, we can pretty much do anything. Sometimes it's good to, you know, after practice, get away and play another sport. It's a lot of fun.
I didn't tell you. I used to broadcast games out here like 10, 11 years ago.
Is that right, Brandon?
I was a baby.
Is that right?
And you were really a baby. And Brandeis has come a long way. It's a great facility. You know, I know the Celtics are going to open the facility up sometimes for people to come in and watch practice, and that's already happened. So they'll probably do that throughout the year because it's a great, great facility. And Ed, you've been a great tour.
Thanks a lot. No problem. Anytime you want to come in. I mean, I play a little tennis myself, so after you and Reggie get through, I'll be waiting for you.
So you want the winner?
Oh, no question.
All right, Ed Pink. Appreciate
another challenge there.
I got it.
Well, the Celtics are going to be busy. They're going to need that facility to stay in shape. Lots coming up again this week. It's been a busy month for the Celtics, and it continues after their game with Cleveland on Monday. They will be back in the Boston Garden on Wednesday night to take on the Orlando Magic, and the Orlando Magic have really struggled of late, but again, Celtics really can't look by anyone. Then on Friday night, a good game. Kevin Johnson comes into town with the Phoenix Suns. They'll take on the Celtics. Both of those games on Sports Channel. And then Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday, the Celtics and the Pistons. That one a 12:30 start at the Garden. That'll do it for this week's Amalie Celtics Weekly. Hope you enjoyed the last half hour. See you next week, everybody.